Part 3 of Dogpack 404's expose series on MrBeast was set to come out on the 25th of August 2024, and I was really hyped for it. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way.
This video was recorded before Dogpack released Part 3.
Dogpack said that there are 3 main issues that have been postponing its release. Firstly, he needs to get the video approved by the victims' legal teams before he posts it. Apparently, the video is also age restricted upon upload, which would completely destroy its visibility, so he wants to get that sorted out. And he also wants to wait to release some information after Jimmy responds, so he's editing the video a bit. Now, I personally think that he should not wait for Jimmy to respond because with some serious allegations here, it's kind of important to get it out, as soon as possible to prevent further victims of whatever the purported crimes may be from happening. If this stuff is still ongoing at the company, it's good to get the information out so it doesn't happen again. But obviously it does make sense to wait for the approval of the victims and their legal teams before it gets released. I just feel like saving ammo for later may be somewhat cringe, but whatever. What we're talking about today is not the leaked document written by MrBeast, which describes his strategies around creating content. I already covered that, and it's on the Tom Dark Live channel if you want to see my reaction to it. Instead, we're going over a Google document initially released by Dogpack 404. It's become a big subject of conversation recently due to it having some interesting sections. Sections which were initially planned to be a part of the first video about MrBeast, but were ultimately removed entirely.
And multiple people at MrBeast talked to me about this theory as if they legitimately believe there is a chance that MrBeast is the Antichrist.
Good! We did it! The creator Antichrist is born, bringing 1,000 years of darkness to the forest.
Introduction. My name is Dawson. I'm a former MrBeast employee trying to expose what I believe to be highly unethical and illegal practices at the company. This document contains evidence for part 1 of this ongoing investigation. Here is the video I made on this part of the investigation. Why am I doing this? Money? None of this is monetized. I'm happy to make $0 off of this and then switch industries. Actually, after being let go from MrBeast, I was immediately hired by one of Jimmy's friends at the same rate. I stopped working for him by choice on July 19th, 5 days ago at the time of writing. So I'm actually losing money to do this. Clout? I've been in this industry for 10 years. I started as an on-camera personality, but switched to being behind the scenes, and I've enjoyed that life more. I've worked with big influencers, but always avoided the camera like the plague. Who did this guy work for? I'm so curious who this guy has worked for. Has he been on-camera talent in other videos and I just haven't found it? Kind of off topic, but I'm super curious about the history of Dogpack 404. I have no active personal social media, so I don't think I'm motivated by clout. I'm not responding to DMs or inquiries from the media, opting instead for Reddit AMAs since they aren't monetized and everything is permanent in writing. I'm an open book. Sometimes I get small details wrong, but I won't hide any mistakes. And then he follows up here saying, try getting a straight answer from MrBeast on any of these accusations, saying, well, I'm an open book, but MrBeast is not. My reason for doing this is that I believe MrBeast is a corrupt organization that is bad for humanity, despite their glowing public image. I've been consistent before I got hired that I believe children use YouTube as a form of play, the evolved way to learn and practice skills for later life. I've studied play at length, and I would consider myself a first-generation iPad kid, so I understand firsthand the role content can play in a person's development. I think I'm probably a first-generation iPad kid too. I remember, I think at one point, I don't know if I stole my mom's credit card when I was 9 or 10, but I think I definitely used her payment method without permission to purchase gems on Clash of Clans. It was a fun time, okay? Shout out any iPad children out there. So I was often appalled when higher-ups at the company would talk about sophisticated ways to exploit children's psychological development for their own gain while disregarding the well-being of those children. Recently, grooming allegations came out against MrBeast co-star Chris Tyson. I believe the company was aware of evidence against Chris Tyson long before these accusations came out, and they chose to protect her and try to cover up the evidence for a long time. All right, well, big claim there. Hopefully, there's some, definitive stuff there. Obviously, we know MrBeast at the very least knew that Chris was a fan of Shadman, but beyond that, I don't believe we have any definitive proof that MrBeast knew what Chris was up to. He was in that Chris Tyson server that got a lot of, conversation around it, including from people like me. But to me, there wasn't anything that showed definitively he knew everything that was going on there, like the ages of the people there. It's very possible, but I just don't know. All right, this section is titled MrBeast's Secret Formula. 1. Condition the viewer to see MrBeast as a trusted authority. 2. Show the viewer that loyal followers are given big rewards by MrBeast. And 3. Call on the viewer to act and promise big rewards in return. And based on that, we have a graphic of the 3 major types of behavioral learning. We have classical conditioning, which is a neutral stimulus is associated with a natural response. Then we have observational learning, which is learning occurs through observation and imitation of others. And they have here a graphic of a guy with a shirt I guess this kid's dad, and then the kid is following him by imitating him, right? And then we have operant conditioning, like with, Pavlov's dog, if you guys know that from whatever science class you took in high school. And you have a rat that's pushing a lever and getting food, and it says a response is increased or decreased due to reinforcement or punishment. Then we have a few sources titled lie detector test, parentheses, he never lies. And if we click that, we get a moment here from a MrBeast video. The video is titled, I paid a lie detector to investigate my friends.
Boys, you ready?
Born ready!
Ready, Freddy!
Jimmy.
Do you actually think that Hershey's is disgusting?
Yes. 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 10,000 times more yes.
That is 10,000 times true.
Okay, so I guess here we're just getting him talking about how Hershey's sucks. I will say, listen, MrBeast, you can say what you want, buddy, but I personally think that your chocolate bar tastes like Dookie, okay? Tastes really bad. Are you subscribed? Parentheses, originally in MrBeast's Marathon and Large Shoes video.
You said you're subscribed to me? Yeah. Prove it. As you can see here, he is subscribed. Here's some money. Oh my God. Are you guys subscribed? No. No? Oh, darn. Okay, I'm gonna get back to my marathon. Hit that subscribe button because you might bump into me in real life and it might make you a lot of money. Is he subscribed? You are subscribed. Here's some money. Have a good day.
So this is showing, I guess, basically the operant conditioning of someone is offered a reward in exchange for an action. So like, the rat pushes the lever, he gets the food. This person is subscribed, so they get the money. This one, I think, actually could be more imitation because he doesn't offer money to the people who aren't subscribed. He just says, hey, you're already subscribed, so you get the reward. So therefore, the other people should imitate, him. Children presumably should imitate him because they could get money is the implication there, I think. And then we have a link that says exploring the influences of YouTubers on adolescents' identity. So this looks like it's a report, some kind of study from the Department of Educational Sciences, and it's going over the effects that YouTubers can have on child adolescents. So we'll read the summary here. Abstract. This qualitative research study investigated the influence of YouTubers on adolescents' identity construction by exploring interactions between YouTubers and adolescents. Towards this goal, this study intended to examine YouTubers' role in adolescents' lives in terms of mindset and daily practices. In this interpretive, phenomenological study, the analyses of the data collected from 10 adolescents through semi-structured interviews revealed that YouTubers guided adolescents to become integrated into the society by noticing the similar aspects of their identities such as feelings, thoughts, and beliefs. Furthermore, YouTubers have been found to assist adolescents to discover their individuality through their videos and comments of other viewers on these videos. Also, it has been observed that the exploration option and range of social interactions extended thanks to the YouTubers. However, adolescents sometimes overly identified themselves with the YouTubers, imitated them, and implemented the YouTubers' recommendations without questioning. So we read that. We're going to skip the meat of this, but we will read the implications and conclusion section from this study. In this section, we discuss the implications of our study by addressing two questions. One, what do adolescents' interactions with YouTubers teach us about the uses of media literacy? And two, what does the role YouTubers play in adolescents' life suggest for the development of media literacies and for further research? The first question is theoretical. It seeks an improved understanding of conceptual foundations of dialogue as reflected in the lives of adolescents. The second question, which focuses on practical implications, is considered in terms of how adolescents can be empowered with effective critical skills to use YouTube for their benefit. In the previous section, we described that adolescents are affected from YouTubers during their identity development in terms of both the construction process and the outcomes. Predominantly, it was seen that adolescents quite benefit from YouTubers and their videos in the identity formation process because YouTubers enhance the exploration opportunities for adolescents and expand their interaction zone. Moreover, YouTubers pave the way for personal growth for adolescents by allowing for perspective-taking skills, proving information in many topics, and acting like a personal life coach. All of these help adolescents explore themselves more deeply and influence their decision-making process in real life. Furthermore, YouTubers assist adolescents to be coherently integrated into the society by helping adolescents feel like they belong to the same group, thus having some sort of social approval. So essentially they're saying like the parasocial relationship the, child audience has with the YouTuber, if they feel like they have things in common with that YouTuber, then they feel like there's like a greater world out there of people who have things in common with them that they can interact with, and it benefits them in that way, right? That's what this conclusion of this study is saying. In addition, YouTubers enable adolescents to notice their unique characteristics, such as having distinct reactions to YouTubers' discourse or behavior. These findings indicated that YouTubers contribute to fundamental dimensions of identity notion. However, the present study also showed that YouTubers might hinder the identity exploration process because adolescents identify themselves with YouTubers more than they should, and they renounce their individuality for the sake of being like the YouTubers they follow. Ugh, man, we got a lot of reading to do. It was also found that adolescents' daily practices and mindsets are highly affected by YouTubers' thoughts and suggestions. One of the most striking findings of the study is that in spite of the findings mentioned above, adolescents stated that they are not affected from YouTubers, which indicates an urgent need to increase the awareness of adolescents. So the kids apparently don't even realize that they do have some, effect had on them by YouTubers and their behavior and their thought process, stuff like that. Considering the second research question, adolescents engage with YouTubers' videos through subscribing, following, commenting, or emailing. They find a chance to meet their social needs such as social approval, acceptance, and sense of belonging by watching particular YouTubers and participating in the virtual world they have created. Moreover, adolescents also prefer to watch YouTubers' videos in order to disregard their actual needs. That is, adolescents, as the findings revealed, watch YouTubers to ignore their boredom, loneliness, and frustration. Yeah, escapism essentially, right? They ignore their typical problems in real life that they may be facing in exchange for, oh, I'll just put on a YouTube video, don't worry about it. That's what we're doing here, guys. Okay, that's what you do with me. I know it. Therefore, this study proposed that YouTubers take the place of emotional pacifiers for soothing unpleasant feelings.
Virtual friend achieved.
This study indicated that adolescents resort to YouTubers' videos and comments in order to gain self-knowledge. They try to start out their position among the same group, and to what extent their thoughts and behaviors are coherent when compared to others. This indicates that they could not receive sufficient feedback from their immediate social environment. The findings call for further research to explore the underlying reasons of why adolescents resort to social media platforms to gain self-knowledge. Therefore, various counseling programs aiming to gain awareness, blah, 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 blah. Essentially what they're saying here is like they want to do more research into this, but there seems to be a trend of adolescents, teenagers, kids, whatever you want to call them, instead of finding themselves through the real world, they choose to find themselves through the online world because it's a much easier avenue. And on top of that, the, finding themselves through the online world and like how that may affect their personal sense of self is not really something they're aware of. They're not aware of the impact of social media on them.
You're going surfing on the internet.
All right, we're going to get back to the document at hand, but I thought that was an interesting excerpt to, see how research has informed Dogpack's videos. Here we have a section called Fake Videos, and Dogpack shows one specific thumbnail of train versus giant pit. And then we have this guy saying, "Hey, MrBeast, Turkish YouTuber Borak Gungor," what a Turkish name, Jesus, "said your last video is CGI and totally fake. What do you want to say to him?" MrBeast says, "I clicked and watched a bit. He said the buses we dropped in the pit are not real, but I don't know how I'd even fake that if I wanted to." I mean, obviously, you make like a 3D animation of it, right? They do this in movies all the time. How do they make Iron Man fly? How could I even fake that? Well, you 3D animate it, right? And then we have screenshots from the video that seem to indicate that it is fake, just like, CGI effects they're using, right? He says this video used tons of deceptive CGI, but Jimmy denied it on Twitter.
Have you ever faked a video?
No. But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, but it's not your only way out. You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker. It's just a guy. This whole room is fake. This contestant is an actor and a secret employee at MrBeast. They had him dive through this fake door twice. This line is scripted. This action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
And then we have a screenshot of World's Most Dangerous Trap, this video from MrBeast. Then we have a picture of this guy called Mac Hopkins. It says he's the YouTube editor at the Iraq channel, which is another big channel on YouTube. And then we have a picture of XQC reacting to a MrBeast video where the caption here is, "I don't know how I'd fake that if I wanted to, lol." And that's MrBeast quote, basically. And we see this, I'd say, pretty clearly like fake shot of a bunch of spikes in the spike pit. Dogpack writes, "This video also used terrible CGI. The contestant is Mac Hopkins, former editor for Iraq. Now he's a secret employee at MrBeast. Allegedly, he was an employee during this video. I've also heard rumors that this was part of his compensation. However, that seems speculative to me. Many actions and lines were scripted. Same with all the other Mac videos. Note Mac's involvement in faking videos with Iraq, also doxing and bullying a pilot, and lying about giving 10 grand to a fake struggling town during COVID." And he links a video here from a channel called Soggy Cereal, another commentary channel on YouTube titled Iraq, Lying, Doxing, and Fake Donations.
Where the entire premise of the challenge is built on the charitable act of our selfless hero Iraq, risking his life traveling over 38 miles of ice trying to get to a small town called The Angle, which had a completely ravaged economy because of COVID and zero tourism as a result.
Due to COVID restrictions in Canada, The Angle has turned into an island where nobody can come in and nobody can leave. Now they've lost over $10 million worth of normal tourist money. So our goal is to somehow get to The Angle and spend the most amount of money. Empty my bank account type of money.
So before they start the challenge, they first go to the northernmost point in the US.
The boys, we had to get shuttled 2.5 hours to the most northern point of the United States,
where they assemble special ice bikes. And see those cabins over there? Well, I need you guys to help me out, be my co-detectives, and remember what they look like, because they'll be very important later on.
We did it. The Angle! The Angle!
And instantly our selfless heroes start talking about how they're going to be spending all of this money and selflessly support the struggling and bankrupting family businesses in the Angle.
Now that we have made it to the Angle, as I had previously mentioned, the goal was to empty the entire Iraq bank account in order to give back to the lack of tourism in the Angle. So we had a lot of work to do.
So first of all, they paid a few $1,000s for these extremely nice cabins. Wait a second. See those cabins over there? Well, remember what they look like. These look like the same cabins as where they assembled the ice bikes. These are the exact same cabins in the same exact resort as where they assembled the ice bikes, called the Sportsman Lodge Resort, which isn't located in the Angle, but in Wheeler's Point, Baudette, a town 200,000 feet away from the Angle. Yeah, Eric, I know about the Sportsman Lodge Resort. You sweating yet?
Then he shows other screenshots. Here we have this one that says, I survived 7 days in an abandoned city. Then we have a picture from the video and it says, these buildings do not exist. And it says, world's most famous YouTuber MrBeast closes off area for filming in Croatia. So this is like an article title from Croatia Week in the entertainment category. We have a picture of MrBeast tweeting out the video saying it's an abandoned city. And the community note says, the city is not abandoned and was locked to the public for shooting the video. Furthermore, the 7 days were not consecutive as some team members suffered medical problems. Other than claimed in the video, the hotel is accessible directly by car, not just by helicopter. And then we have a screenshot of the video and it shows various locations that were used here. We have another screenshot of the video which shows the hotel, I guess, that was supposedly abandoned. And then we have a picture of an Uber app showing that you can in fact Uber from Kupari to the Dubrovnik airport, showing that you can actually travel there and it's not that difficult. And then Dogpack captions this with, not an abandoned city, 7 days were not consecutive, there was no lurker. And it does seem to me like, this is ultimately true. I think this video was faked, Then we have screenshots from this video titled ages 1 to 100 decide who wins 250 grand. And we have pictures of various contestants, screenshots from the video. And it says here, the infamous 42 and 58 revenge storyline was mostly fabricated. 58 just didn't hear 42. 58's wink here was added in post.
If you look over here, you'll see $250,000. Not to be confused with the other $250,000. And one of you could walk out with this one right now.
That really antes up the stakes a bit.
We have officially blacked out all 20 cubes. If only one of you voluntarily step out and eliminate yourself, you win this $250,000. But if any more than one of you try to go for it, you'll be eliminated and win nothing. The timer has started. Let's see if someone wins $250,000.
I literally missed out on $100,000 today. This time, I'm gonna go exactly what I came here for. Just letting you know, I will be stepping out. So if you want to join me, then we can be losers together.
As of right now, 42 is going to walk away with $250,000.
50's hanging tight.
Like a rock.
Casey, you sticking?
Casey's staying.
All right, bud.
3, 2. Step out now or forever hold your peace. 1. Time is up. Let's see if someone just won $250,000. Guards, drop the curtains. If you look around, you'll see that 42 was the only one to step out. Until 2 seconds remained. And someone all the way over there stepped out at the last second.
Oh my God. Sorry, 42.
They say, go big or go home.
40's just lost their leader.
Oh.
And you guys are still playing. Just remember that.
This is tough.
You both rolled the dice and it didn't work out.
I made my voice very loud and clear and you knew what was gonna happen, so you basically said, money. I don't like you.
It happens.
That's okay.
Many voice lines were added in post, parentheses, there is a voiceover booth in the studio. Multiple shots reveal that timers have been edited in post to make results look closer than they are in reality. Notice the timer in this clip. MrBeast edited the same scene after uploading it to hide the mistake. So if we click this clip, the timer here, and then MrBeast edited the same scene. Oh yeah. So it says, he is kind of hiding the mistake here, right? You can see that. Then it says same thing here, where for a few frames, you can see the timer behind Jimmy read 22:11. Also, the time indicator during this ad read is manipulated in a deceptive way.
And it got to the point where there was going to be an ad, a sponsored segment in the video. And sometimes when I do sponsors, if the company allows me, some don't allow me to pay attention to those, but I like to put a little progress bar on the bottom of the screen that kind of tracks as the sponsor is going, so you know how much is left of the sponsor, you know kind of if you plan to skip ahead, which you have the right to do, when the ad will be over. And I noticed that this video has that, but let's watch the progress bar as it goes. Here comes the ad. Whoa, we're flying through this ad. Look at that. We're absolutely zooming through this sponsor right now. We're only like 5 seconds in. As we continue to go on, now we're about, I don't know, 20 seconds in. This bar, kind of coming to a screeching halt. It's not really going super fast anymore. That's weird. Jimmy, what the hell is this, man? So weird. It's such a weird, misleading thing to do. It's like I want to trick people into thinking that the ad is going to be really quick. It's going to be like 10 seconds and we'll be done. Don't worry about skipping forward. But it's such a lie. I mean, this is a lie, right? That's just so weird. I'm sure it's, you know, there's no legal reason that you can't do that, but I watched that and I was like, yeah, it made me feel gross. I don't know.
All right, so now we have a screenshot of 100 boys versus 100 girls for $500,000. Multiple female MrBeast employees can be seen competing in this boys versus girls challenge, although this was not disclosed in the video. Allegedly, due to several female workers getting out early, the production team took steps to get more boys out, ultimately rigging the results so the girls team won. It is a common practice at MrBeast to include employees, friends, or family in the competitions without disclosing it, often referring to them as contestants or random subscribers. I mean, I think that was pretty clearly shown from Dogpack's first video. This is just kind of reiterating that on the same points, but yeah, for sure. I mean, the sources seem to line up here. Now we have a picture that says extreme $1 million hide and seek with Logan Paul looking like he just saw Jeff the Killer while hanging off the side of a building. And then Dogpack writes, in this YouTube Originals influencer hide and seek video, MrBeast was accused of deceptively editing Rosanna, Pansino, and Quackity out of the top 3, favoring Logan Paul. When directly accused in DMs by Rosanna, Jimmy did not deny the claim. So this is the girl Rosanna Pansino who's been calling out Jimmy for a long time, saying she deserved more airtime in the video. And we have her saying, why did you lie? Why did you say in the video that you found Logan literally 1 minute before Zach? I outlasted Logan and was proud of what I accomplished. It actually built some confidence in myself that wasn't there before. And MrBeast said, I don't know, been a while. Let's call and figure it out. And she says, I'll give you some time to look into it and remember, and then we can discuss. I'm more than happy to review all the raw footage to help show the timeline of events. Feel free to send it over to my team. Let me know. And then we have the second screenshot where previous to this, MrBeast said, obviously I wasn't trying to make you look bad. Just give me a time and we can chat. I'm not mad or anything. Just want to help. And she seemed like she didn't want to help in that situation. And Dogpack goes on to link an article from Time Magazine talking about this. Now we have a video titled 50 YouTubers Fight for $1 Million. This is one of the more recent videos on the MrBeast channel. Here we have a clip titled Ludwig shares his opinion on how this video was rigged in favor of Logan Paul and KSI.
I think this might be the right time to bring up my conspiracy theory. Okay? I have a conspiracy theory, or maybe I should say I had a conspiracy theory, that this competition in some way was rigged for Logan Paul. I'll explain. I told you guys earlier, 48 of the 50 people rode to the site together on a bus. 2 of the people who didn't were Logan Paul and KSI. They were already at the building, which I found weird. All right? Now, for this first challenge, he knew that it was basketball. I don't know how he knew. He might have got it from a guard. But all the contestants, there's starting to be whispers that the first challenge was basketball related. Logan knew that. All right? I thought that was weird that he knew that. And that now everyone else knew that it was basketball related. Okay? It continues. When there was the Squid Game challenge, he walked up to this group after, I believe her name is Lexi Rivera, said to, I think, Ray and someone else, I forget exactly who's in this group, she said, I want to leave, give me the umbrella. Lexi Rivera said that. Logan joined the group after that was said. All right? I've heard whispers that this is what happened. Okay? So he knew, this is before, by the way, we knew it was Squid Game. All right, it's in Logan's video.
In Jadion's vlog, it's confirmed that at least KSI had prior knowledge of one of the challenges. Personally, I believe here he's telling a half-truth here.
I'm intrigued as to what some of the challenges are. I know what one of them is. What? Our biggest fan for all of us. And they're going to come out, and then Jimmy's going to be like, if you can make this free throw, you give your fan gets a savage on.
Logan Paul also clearly acts in a way that would indicate he has knowledge, but is trying to pretend that he does not. Like when he instantly folds on, I don't think we should team up, or when he's overly vocal about the fact he doesn't know this challenge was a cooking challenge. Is it an escape room? I would bet my life savings he knew. Perhaps MrBeast has some unannounced association with Prime, so he's financially incentivized to boost Logan Paul and KSI's brand. I'm not sure. Fuck, this is so long. Now we have a video titled 7 Days Stranded at Sea. And we see the thumbnail there with MrBeast laying on like a castaway raft, basically. And then we have a screenshot of what says Day 5. During the Day 5 storm in this video, for a few frames at the end of the time lapse before a hard cut, we can see no one is in the shelter. Allegedly, they slept on a nearby production boat. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. I would imagine that, you know, it wasn't a good idea to have them sleep in the storm, if I had to guess. I mean, the video is still fake, but, you know, having those people sleep in a storm would probably be a bad idea. Bad idea. I don't personally want to sleep in a storm, even for a MrBeast video. video. Then we have a screenshot of the video titled, "In 10 minutes, this room will explode." Then we have a picture of the timer there on top of this room that's going to explode. And then we have a screenshot of it saying floor 2 with a picture of this like laser wire challenge. The intro in this real-time video is clearly sped up and the timer is added in post. At 5:22, the contestant can be seen touching a laser. This should mean losing the challenge. Now, the next section is illegal lotteries, which in my opinion is the most egregious thing. MrBeast faking his videos, you can care about that if you want. For the most part, I don't care. Rigging challenges, I think, could be very unethical, but the idea that he fake videos in general, that in and of itself doesn't really matter to me. But illegal lotteries definitely matters. And same with child gambling if that happened, which there's some, interesting, compelling stuff here. A lottery is any scheme that contains all three of the following elements and is by definition illegal. 1, distribution of a prize, something of value to the winner. 2, determined by chance, distribution of the prize by chance, random drawing, etc. 3, to a person who pays consideration, paying or doing something more than de minimis to participate. And if you look up de minimis and what that means, it basically just means like pertaining to minimal things, right? Minimal contribution, right? So it's like you're paying something or you're doing something. That's how you enter a lottery. And then we have an article from USPIS.gov titled "A Consumer's Guide to Sweepstakes and Lotteries, U.S. Postal Service Inspection." So there he defines what a lottery is. And that's all here, so we can set up the live stream section. Here we have a screenshot of that live stream of MrBeast signing shirts, and it says live stream 1, 40 million shirt signing, August 4th, 2020. If you buy this shirt, I'll sign it, parentheses, taken down. And he shows a spreadsheet of the various prizes that were given, as well as the total profit. Then we have live stream 2 linked, which says shirt signing, and this is from October of 2020. If you buy this shirt, you could win $1 million, which is apparently a lost piece of media from the MrBeast channel. Then we have a bunch of Reddit threads of people questioning this stuff from a while ago. This one is titled, "Is the event MrBeast is hosting right now an illegal lottery?" And this is from Legal Advice Off Topic from 4 years ago. Then we have another Reddit post linked titled, "Where are the terms of this live stream contest and sweepstakes?" Then we have another post on r/patent law titled, "Illegal sweepstakes? MrBeast YouTube channel claiming a prize is necessary to enter sweepstake for clearly presented gambling prizes." So clearly he's showing here that people were actually talking about this idea of illegal lotteries way before his video came out, even 4 years ago. Just nobody had picked up on it. Nobody had discussed it. And ultimately, Dogpack had to be the sort of whistleblower to bring it to light, to go into all the financials and go into the process of it and make it credible, right? I think it's really interesting to note here how none of this stuff would have ever been discussed if Chris Tyson had just not been on the team. Like, Chris Tyson being on the team is the snowball that caused all this stuff to come out. And if it was discussed, I think it would have been a much slower trickle of information. And I don't think that people really would have cared as much as they do now. The Chris Tyson thing, when a child is involved, people get really fucking mad, obviously. And that's really what snowballed this entire thing. But previous to this, it seemed like there was no real criticism given to MrBeast at any high level on YouTube. Now here we have a screenshot of the video that Dogpack mentioned in his video titled Livestream 3 JPEG Moon. I'll put whatever you want on the moon for $10, which is captioned as lost media here in this document. And then we have an article here titled Astrobotics Peregrine Lunar Lander Burns Over Pacific Ocean, CNN. Basically showing that this rocket met its very fiery end. Here we have a screenshot of another MrBeast live stream titled Sending Viewers Personalized Messages. And here, Dogpack writes, "There was no illegal lotteries during the stream, but it was still a scam in my opinion. For $180, MrBeast will congratulate you on your divorce." I didn't even know that this stream happened, and probably the reason why is because according to Dogpack, the stream ended after 15 minutes and the website was taken down. But we do have an archive here of the website showing that MrBeast did in fact seem to launch this at one point in time, but quickly realized maybe it wasn't going to work out based on the fact he ended it after 15 minutes. And that's why the website was removed. Here we have another screenshot of a live stream titled Buy this shirt to be in a video. And here we have another one that says Livestream 6 titled Opening 1,000 Packages. And here Dogpack writes other illegal sweepstakes. Instagram, also possibly every YouTube sweepstake. So he's basically positing here that maybe every single live stream he's done could be an illegal lottery. And this is a post from May 8th of 2023 that got 1,000 likes. So really not that much interaction at the time. But it's titled, This is how MrBeast giveaway appears to violate Instagram's TOS and might violate state law. A quick thread. First, Instagram's terms of service. Instagram requires that you include a complete release of Instagram by each entrant and acknowledgement that the promotion is in no way associated with Instagram. MrBeast post does not include such a release or acknowledgement. Violating Instagram's terms of service is grounds for account termination. It's unlikely that will happen to MrBeast for this reason, but why put your account in jeopardy? Next, California, like several other states, requires that you create official rules and prominently identify them in all promotional materials. MrBeast post does not reference, let alone prominently identify any official rules. Under California law, these official rules must list, among other things, the name of the giveaway operator, any eligibility requirements, an all-cap statement that no purchase is necessary, methods of entry, and any limits on number of entries. MrBeast post includes none of this. Violating California's promotion law law is a misdemeanor that subjects violators to imprisonment of up to 6 months and monetary penalties. So I guess it's possible MrBeast will do a little stint in jail. Maybe he'll get some cool tattoos and shave his head and become a Beast. States also require that you include abbreviated rules in each post advertising the giveaway. Florida requires every post to include the name of the operator, the start and end dates, eligibility requirements, disclosure of where it's void, and a no purchase necessary statement. You might have noticed that MrBeast commented excluding the state of New York. He likely did that because New York law requires registration and bonding in advance of any giveaway that promotes consumer products and where the prize value exceeds $5,000. But Florida has a similar bonding and registration requirement, and he doesn't purport to exclude Florida from eligibility. Florida's law applies to any sweepstakes in which Florida residents may participate, and Florida is one of the most active states in enforcing sweepstakes laws. The bottom line, it's not especially complicated to comply with sweepstakes laws, but it is important to know the rules and the risks. Think through the issues and plan your giveaway for success so you can avoid any potential liability while you grow your brand. And I decided to go through the thread here, and one of the response here from this Geo Films guy says, "You snitch, shut the fuck up." This other guy named Leham Lowell says, "Bro, you're just mad you're not gonna win, and it's okay. I get it. I probably won't win either." Next, we have a section titled Selling Fake Autographs. Anyone else notice that Tyler signed MB along with his own initials? And this is a post from the MrBeast subreddit from 4 years ago, where in the video that does seem to be the case. This body language needs to be studied, and we have a screenshot here of this guy looking kind of mischievous, okay, looking kind of like, ooh, what'd I just do?
Kind of a light-skinned stare, if you will.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
A former MrBeast employee DM'd me this. Oh, about the signatures for the shirts, they said, "We literally can't get sued over this because MrBeast is the company, not just Jimmy." They had 4 tables set up with Chris at the time. Chandler, Tyler, Jackson, sometimes Jimmy and Carl, signing shirts for hours. And then he says, "I verified their former employment status." So this would seem to indicate that if this person's telling the truth and Dogpack's telling the truth and he verified them, that this is more confirmation about, MrBeast was not the one really signing these shirts. It was a lot of other people. Now we have a section titled Feastables, the Diabetes Lottery. And we have screenshots from Twitter as well as a screenshot from what looks like MrBeast's website for Feastables, basically stating that he wants people to go and clean up the aisles of local Walmarts and stuff like that to make sure that the MrBeast bars look nice on display there, right? This was like such a big trend back in the day, I remember. I don't know people in real life who did it, but I remember seeing a ton of videos online of like, "Mommy, I want to clean up MrBeast's shelf at Walmart."
Destroy the child.
And then we have a food theory video titled, "Is MrBeast chocolate illegal?" And another video titled, "What MrBeast isn't telling you about Feastables." And then another video from these people who apparently won a golden ticket, the Dogpack cited as probably being, given a higher chance of winning, so to speak, than the average person because they are YouTubers. What are the chances, okay? Incredibles guy, the teacher. Coincidence? I think not! Chocolate Factory video. This is the video where random Feastables golden ticket winners competed for a chocolate factory. The issue is that 2 of the contestants appear to not be random. Dallin Lambert of Della Vlogs and Justin, who is Ava Chris Tyson's cousin and operates a local bus charter service that Jimmy often uses to transport contestants. And we can see a picture of the LinkedIn there with looks like Gordon Ramsay on screen in a MrBeast video with Carl Jacobs as well and this guy Justin. And then we have a screenshot here that says, "If you're running a sweepstake, you absolutely must choose your winner randomly. Additionally, these people are ineligible to enter. Your family, anyone who lives at your address, any of your employees or contractors, your sponsor, and your sponsor's employees or contractors." And here, Dogpack seems to be showing that they did violate that by showing somebody that was indeed a contractor, was personally family of Chris Tyson, and had, supplied the bus services through a contract agreement to MrBeast to help him for transportation. So that would be a violation of this law. Now we have a section titled MrBeast Philanthropy. I'll get into more detail on why Beast Philanthropy is not nearly as good as it seems in future parts, but here are some other good videos and articles on it. Real charity experts debate the ethics and effectiveness of spectacle charity work. It's not as simple as charity equals good. And here we have a ton of videos linked about this from YouTube. MrBeast, Capitalism and Philanthropy. Oh brother, this guy stinks! How MrBeast uses charity to manipulate his fans. The dark side of charity YouTubers. MrBeast and Mark Rober sold out. This philanthropist is a fraud. Crypto, corruption, and controversy exposed. Let's talk about performative charity. The dark secret behind those Omaze giveaways, how money works. And then we have a bunch of other stuff linked here, like an article from Fast Company titled, "MrBeast took money from a Coke-linked organization for a YouTube video." And when they say Coke here, they mean the Koch family, which is a very big American kind of like oligarchy business family, Rockefeller type thing. They don't mean like, the brand of Coke. Coca-Cola, you can never do me wrong. Ever. Do not say anything mean ever about Mr. Coke. And then we have an article here titled FaZe Clan, Jeffree Star, and MrBeast received coronavirus relief loans. The loans were designated for small businesses, so they're basically claiming here that MrBeast is not running a small business. Therefore, he shouldn't get that loan. Then we have an article from Girls Shave Hobbies. Oh my god.
Are you dyslexic?
I'm Caucasian.
Titled MrBeast Boys Club, Jamie Donaldson's record of controversy, exploitation, and shady business. Finally, Dogpack links the search results for expert on MrBeast's spectacle charity, and then also a Reddit post titled "Me and a bunch of people got screwed over by big YouTuber MrBeast and I don't know what to do," but the post got removed by the moderators of r/advice, not really sure why. Here we have a section titled Trashing Film Sets. Top YouTuber celebrates 100 millionth subscriber, trashes remote Bahamas island. This is an article by Loose Cannon, seemingly showing that there was some trash left there for the 100 million subscriber special. And then we have a Reddit post titled MrBeast leaving behind trash and debris at film site in Aden, North Carolina. I live around MrBeast's area and have been hearing lots about him leaving trash and debris behind at his previous filming location. I know someone very closely who works at the camp where he filmed a few of his last videos that featured destruction and some explosions. Apparently, he left a large boat in the pond as well as debris around the film site and the bottom of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with MrBeast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. Eventually, the boat and most of the debris was removed after constantly asking him when and if he would come out to clean it up. There are still tons of items that can be found at the bottom of the pond if you dive. This has kind of left a bad taste in my mouth as the camp is a Christian organization and asks for no money or publicity, and also aren't the type to say anything negative about the experience publicly. I know personally that this caused lots of stress on staff leaders and the owners of the camp, and was mostly a negative experience for them. I guess I'm just curious if anyone else has heard about this or knows he has a history of doing this kind of thing. It just seems very unprofessional for someone at this level and with his image. Protect the yacht, keep it is the video title. And Dogpack writes, I was on this film set on March 26, 2024, so I was able to confirm that the details in this Reddit post regarding the location and video were accurate. I reached out to the camp's executive director for comments, and here we have a response. He censored the camp name, but this is what they apparently said. Hey James, thank you for reaching out to me as executive director of whatever. We have been hard at work navigating our busy summer camp season. The cast and crew we hosted in March put on quite a big production, and I was able to meet some great folks from across the country who specialize in special effects and explosives. I learned a whole lot from them. First, they were very professional, they took their job seriously, and safety was always the first priority. They were subcontractors of the production crew, and they made sure everyone was safe and well informed. Working with the producers was a blessing. They communicated frequently and even texted me before explosions were going to happen. They also made sure we were able to live out our mission as a Christian camp while they were there. I'm sure there are no perfect film coordinators, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because grace has been offered to me so freely, I'll choose to offer the same. Thanks for reaching out. We're focusing on finishing out a great summer camp season and are not interested in discussing this any further. So it seems here this individual was not very upset at whatever happened. If it was trashed, didn't really bother them. The evidence for it being trashed is ultimately, this one Reddit post, and then that seems to be it. This camp person doesn't seem to really care, so yeah, hard to say there. The camp director makes comment to the subcontractor's professionalism and safety protocols, but notably does not deny that MrBeast left trash at the film site. That is true. Even going on to say that he's offering grace, forgiveness to the production crew responsible. That's true. I guess what I'm saying here is more that, they don't seem to care, really. I guess it does paint a greater picture here about leaving trash behind, but the people who own this camp don't seem to give a fuck. I've heard numerous stories like this. I might go in depth in the future. Then he gets into, crypto scams. I don't think this made it into any of his videos at all. Here we have a picture from, it looks like the Binance website, probably. It says, invested by MrBeast and Binance in whatever this is, coinunited.io. And it shows what looks like the history of the coin, which is that it went down quite a bit in value during a certain amount of time. And then we have XCAD Network that says, we're proud to announce KSI and MrBeast have invested into XCAD. They're the biggest YouTubers in the UK and US respectively. Adoption is coming. Are you ready? We have a post here from Gfinity Esports that says, MrBeast fans believe he's misled them into a refinable crypto scam. So we'll go through this, because why not? MrBeast backed Refinable, a cryptocurrency that has cost its backers so much money that he's accused of misleading his fan base. MrBeast didn't just mention it casually, he allowed his image to be used for marketing this cryptocurrency. Since being released on the 27th, the currency has fallen by $6. Cryptocurrencies are only as valuable as they're perceived to be, and if they're not widely used or they're their creators are selling them, they will rapidly decline in value. The opposite is also true. The value of Dogecoin is made more valuable because Elon Musk endorses it. In this case, MrBeast's name was not enough to keep the currency growing. I won't debate whether cryptocurrencies are good or not, that is neither here nor there. The issue is with this particular crypto and how rapidly it's falling. Refinable was planned to launch at 33 cents, but the hype caused us to launch at $8.35, and at the time of writing, it is at $2.01. Several people think MrBeast and the founders of Refinable were setting up a pump and dump scheme. That means behind the scenes trying to raise the price of a crypto before the launch artificially, and then sell when the token becomes at its most valuable. MrBeast is at an unusual position to support a currency that declines so swiftly. In addition to all of that, many people could not sell their crypto, claiming they lost thousands or even their life savings. This is a lousy position for anyone to be in. There has yet to be any reaction from MrBeast to the backlash, but he must come up with a good response for everyone involved. And then we have an article about the XCAD network thing from the Cointelegraph, the Future of Money website. Then we have an article from Jacob Wolf titled Why the MrBeast Endorsed Creator League Fell Apart in Less than 72 Hours. And finally, we have a Reddit post titled MrBeast is getting some backlash at using crypto NFTs for Team C's. And we have a bunch of people talking about how it's cringe basically on Twitter and criticizing him, saying, why are you using crypto if you defend the environment because crypto is bad for the environment, that kind of thing. Then we have a video titled MrBeast's Influential Call with Logan Paul and Gary Vaynerchuk.
I know you're big into crypto.
Yeah, crypto's been killing it, man.
Especially for you.
Agreed. I mean, you've been doing pretty well as well.
Yeah. Well, I like the space. I remember you called me maybe like 8 months ago, and you're like, yeah. you go, yeah, just put $1.5 million into Bitcoin. I'm pretty excited about it. To see
Let's
where it
fucking go. Yeah. I'll show you my portfolio after this. But so me and Logan both bought punks. You guys will probably see on his Twitter that he bought a bunch of crypto punks at the same time, right?
Yep.
When Gary pulled us in that call.
Yep.
So have you ever told that story?
No.
Gary V, it's like fucking 11 p.m. just out of nowhere, just calls me and he's like, yo, I got like 30 people to call, hop in. I'm like, I don't care. He's like, it'll be the best decision of your life. Just get in. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I just joined the call and I just see like Logan and I don't even know these other people. I don't want to put them on blast.
Every heavy hitter you can imagine who's worth $1 billion was on this one call, and Gary V is in the little corner, the little square. He's going, CryptoPunks. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be the next Facebook. All of us were like, okay,
everyone's
Gary.
Judging. I'm texting Logan. And I'm like, Gary lost his
legit?
mind.
Bro, all of us were like, yo, Gary's nuts. Yo, Gary was right again.
We're all just like, are you sure, Gary? And we're asking questions, and he's like, just buy it. I was just so pulled by his like conviction that I bought a bunch.
And here at the end of this page, Dogpack writes MrBeast Crypto Wallets Investigation Part 2, where I assume he'll be adding on to that in the Part 2 of his document or whatever if he makes that, or maybe that was intended for Part 2 of the video and it didn't make it in. Now we have the most interesting section to me. Obviously this other stuff was compelling in terms of like actual points, I guess, but this section is titled The Biblical Beast, and that's relating to the Antichrist allegations, which MrBeast is the Antichrist, make no mistake. I only mention this theory because multiple employees at MrBeast brought it up in a way that seemed like they unironically thought Jimmy might be controlled by Satan. Parentheses, I'm agnostic. Me too. 1. He calls himself Beast. True, I think that's a great point. He does call himself Beast. Why would he do that? 2, he promotes money and consumerism. Hey, weird. No one else does that. 3, he died and rose on the 3rd day, showing a link to the I spent 50 hours buried and him rising. 4, he performs miracles like healing the blind. 5, he's used deception to cultivate a large following. 6, he bought a church and replaced images of Jesus with his own beast logo. That is crazy.
I bought a church. When I first started, there's just no warehouses or studios in Greenville, North Carolina. So there are a lot of churches though. We're in the Bible Belt. We converted it by taking all the pews out, just converted it into a studio. And so that's where we started filming. The problem is it's not that big, so eventually we had to move, as our videos got bigger, over to a new studio we built, and so we just converted this into the thumbnail place. And so this is one of like our 4 thumbnail rooms. We're in our 2nd studio. After this, I want to take them to my main studio so they can see it. The cool stuff hasn't even happened yet.
That is absolutely insane. I remember seeing that and being like, you bought a fucking church to turn it into a thumbnail studio. It's funny, but it's also like, I don't know. It gives me the heebie-jeebies for some reason. I'm not even a religious guy, but I do know MrBeast is the Antichrist, obviously, as we all know. Then we have a screenshot of a 4chan post about it, as well as a picture of a Rolling Stone article with MrBeast and like a Scrooge McDuck vat of money. And it says Timothy 6:10 in the King James Version of the Bible. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Then we have a video titled What is the Mark of the Beast?
According to the Bible, the mark of the beast is a mark that will be forced on people during the end of the world. And during this time, Revelation chapter 13 says that there will be 2 prominent figures that will rule the final world government. And those people are the beast of the sea, also known as the Antichrist, and the beast of the earth, also known as the false prophet.
As well as a video titled, "Don't Watch MrBeast Nursery Rhyme." Fire, by the way, fire video.
MrBeast, what does he teach? Blasphemy and greed.
Then we have an article from meawww.com, and the article is titled, "Satan, MrBeast bids for Neuralink brain implant, claiming it could help him make more money. Trolls dub it most idiotic thing." Then Dogpack writes on the topic of reformative charity, quote, "But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." So just saying here, like, don't try to show the whole world when you do charity, because it could be shitty. You want to be rewarded by God for charity. You don't want to be rewarded by the world, so you get more acclaim for it or whatever. Then he writes here, "I cut this part from the video because it's obviously extreme speculation." I mean, that's putting it lightly. Extreme speculation is putting it lightly, I think, but I think it's for the best this got cut from the video. Now, what's funny about this is that Dogpack actually ended up being questioned about this by a few people on Twitter, to which he actually released this section of the video itself.
Okay, now I personally don't subscribe to any religion. I think there's wisdom in many religious texts. I don't take them literally, but to each their own. The only reason I'm talking about this theory that, MrBeast is the Antichrist or whatever, is because it's so popular that multiple people, MrBeast works in the Bible Belt, and multiple people at MrBeast talked to me about this theory as if they legitimately believe there is a chance that MrBeast is the Antichrist. And as I talk about this, keep in mind with religious texts, there's many different translations and interpretations. Okay, I just watched like one video and read the Wikipedia article on the book of Revelation. I'm just gonna present the evidence that MrBeast is the Antichrist as I see it, and it's quite baffling, to be honest. So the book of Revelation is the final part in the Christian Bible. It is a prophecy describing how the world will end. It describes two beasts. First, the beast from the sea, who is the Antichrist, and the second beast from the earth, which is the false prophet. The theory is actually that MrBeast is the second beast, by the way. This second beast performed great miracles. It made fire come down out of heaven to earth in the sight of everyone, and it deceived all of the people living on earth by means of the miracles which it was allowed to perform in the presence of the first beast. So this second beast is a false prophet performing great miracles as a means of distraction to get people to worship him. When MrBeast first started seeing success on YouTube, he bought a church.
Where the heck are we? And what do you film here?
Yeah, so to be specific, you're in a church.
Literally removing imagery of Jesus and replacing it with the mark of the beast. MrBeast also died and then rose on the third day. MrBeast has performed great miracles. And MrBeast teaches children to worship money, which the Bible clearly describes as the root of all evil.
And when this clip farming account on Twitter called Feared Buck reposted the clip, Dogpack said, "This is one of the deleted segments from part 1. None of this is evidence, and I don't allege MrBeast is the Antichrist. I think it's a funny meme though, and I respect other people's religious beliefs." Funny meme? Listen, I'm not religious, but let's be honest. We know what MrBeast is trying to do, okay? He is crawling out of hell right now. He is demonic. He is the bringer of the rapture, frankly, in a bad way. And here we have a section titled YouTube Endgame. YouTube's product is attention. Their customers, advertisers. To increase profits, they are not only financially incentivized to cultivate as much attention as possible, but also increase the value of that attention so they can charge advertisers more for it. They can do this by promoting consumerism and impulse spending, especially to younger audiences who are more easily manipulated and will be customers for longer. This is literally how MrBeast increases his CPM, by being family-friendly and putting consumer words and topics in the videos, including the $, credit cards, the word spent, etc. Another lucrative way YouTube can increase profits is by simply allowing AI content to eat more and more market share from human creators over time and decreasing the revenue split of AI-generated content until the platform is large majority AI-generated. Spotify has already been accused of promoting their own AI-generated music.
I should listen to some nice, relaxing music. Oh, here we go. Jazz for reading. Perfect. I don't plan on reading, obviously, because I never learned how, but some nice piano music should settle me right down. Wait, why do all these songs sound exactly the same? Who are any of these artists. Seems like kind of a weird coincidence that they're all just first name, last name. Their profile photo is the album artwork of one of their EPs. They have no bio and no links to any social media. Most of them didn't start uploading music until this year, and yet they've ended up in these extremely popular playlists created by Spotify themselves. And what's going on with this guy's foot? There's something eerily non-human about these playlists, and some people have theorized that Spotify might be using AI to create a bunch of songs that they can package under random pseudonyms and then curate these into playlists that they push out onto all their users.
They have AI songs, they attribute them to people that don't exist, and this allows them to take royalties that would go to musicians and keep them for themselves.
I mean, just look at the number of likes on all these. They can advertise these wherever they want, all over their app. Now, I want to stress there's currently no proof that Spotify's doing this. I'm not saying for a fact that they are, but it's not hard to understand hypothetically why they would.
The issue I have with this is that children are using YouTube for an integral part of their development, and MrBeast has demonstrated the incredibly profitable nature of targeting this developmental period to manipulate them into believing things like that happiness comes from spending money and obtaining products. YouTube is effectively a government for the advertisers, by the advertisers, and removing human judgment and morals from that equation, while the platform's influence on youth continues to grow, is a recipe for a dystopian future. And he shows a quote here reading, "It remains to be seen if MrBeast's questionable charisma can thrive beyond the pull of YouTube's algorithm. Donaldson has openly admitted that he sees personality as a limitation for growth, that opening up on camera comes with the risk of being disliked." And that's definitely true. I think the thing that I've been thinking about with MrBeast a lot, just like when you look at his career, is like his personality was more in the videos at the beginning, but as time goes on, the channel really doesn't become about him. He's barely a YouTuber in the traditional sense. You know, I talked about this in my Beast Games video with the failure that seems to have been, at least for MrBeast and Amazon in the short term. But, you know, the previous most subscribed YouTuber, at least in the English-speaking world, besides MrBeast, was PewDiePie. PewDiePie was a YouTuber through and through. Sure, he has like a couple of video editors, but the channel is really him sitting down, giving his personality, being like, Friday with PewDiePie. I can't even do it. Fridays with PewDiePie. There we go. Just like being, you know, himself, you know, in all of his greatest moments and all of his cringe moments. That is the essence of a YouTuber, is like being vulnerable on camera. MrBeast is not that. He runs a business, a production company, and his face is just like the face of it, like at the most pure aesthetic, literal meaning of the term. Behind that face is not MrBeast. It's just like this whole production company of content. And I think that's really impressive. It's cool to see someone do that, but it does kind of like show that YouTube has become a lot more corporate. It's become, I think, in a lot of cases, less focused on personality. There will always be personalities people flock to. I mean, MrBeast is for the most part an exception on YouTube, at least at the scale he does it, but it is interesting to think about how the platform has changed to where like it used to be just a website of like goofy people yelling into a camera. The most high budget thing you had was fucking Fred.
Hey, it's Fred! And I'm gonna go grocery shopping!
And now, you know, there's a lot of people on YouTube who are running giant businesses with like whole teams behind them and stuff like that. I mean, for me, for example, right, I am a YouTuber. My personality is in a lot of the videos, but I also have a bunch of like contractors that work for me, and I have like a whole business. And that wasn't even like a conceivable thing just a few years ago on YouTube. That wasn't a thing people did. So it's really interesting to see how that's kind of changed a lot with time. And I think, you know, I think Dogback could be right. This could lead to a very dystopian future ultimately where, you know, much like it happened on TV, because this did happen on TV for sure once it got super commercialized, children are conditioned to associate good with like money or like buying a product. And that's, you know, at a small scale, not inherently a problem, because it's good to have money. It's good to want more money, and it's okay to buy things sometimes, but the direct association with like buy thing, you achieve happiness is obviously not true, right? And, you know, it does kind of set up an interesting question as to like, what is the future of the platform and the general populace in general, and, you know, the media, if MrBeast is at the head of it. Finally, Dogpack links a post on the Hacker News website that says, "My kids love MrBeast. I'm uncomfortable with it and I can't put my finger on it. It feels like he makes life look like you stand a good chance of having someone walk in and give you $100 grand. Maybe there's no harm in thinking that, but it feels like the same thing as buying a lottery ticket. I guess YouTube is free, but is the time spent on that channel worth it over doing other things? I admire the approach he takes with his craft, but I can't really enjoy or respect the work." And we have a reply here saying, "I'm also uncomfortable with it. There's nothing inherently wrong with philanthropy, but what I'm seeing is a very successful business with an enormous and very expensive campus. MrBeast himself is very rich, so what I'm seeing is a corporation claiming to do everything for the benefit of others while actually taking a lot of money very visibly for themselves. His channel made $54 million from YouTube in 2021, and probably a lot more from corporate sponsors. Make no mistake, this is a business, not charity. And some of his side businesses are downright shady. His burger chain, and this is in reference to Beast Burger or whatever, is run out of ghost kitchens, which make food for multiple virtual chains like MrBeast. A ghost kitchen, just to give a little more information, context, whatever, if you don't know, is basically like there's like a location that is a restaurant, but it's not like you're ordering directly from the restaurant. You're ordering online, and to local business, you know, whether it's like a mom and pop place, like a small business, or whether it's like a ghost kitchen created explicitly for that purpose, is making the food and shipping it out. But it's not like the traditional corporate structure of, you know, you have like the corporate office or whatever, and then you have all these little locations that are like being fed information and supplies and stuff like that. And it's not even like the franchise structure, which is like you have all these individual fast food chains, and, you know, someone personally, a business guy, can like buy it, so you own that, you know, thing and you make money from it, but ultimately it's still feeding back to corporate, right? It's not that structure. It's a completely new kind of thing that's really been birthed as, you know, as a result of COVID, where people didn't want to go to a restaurant directly because they were masked the freak up or whatever. So as a result, this was like a cheaper alternative to keep business going. The burgers are apparently a crapshoot. Yeah, they're not very good. Don't buy the Carl's grilled cheese, whatever you do. Don't buy Chris's kitty dog. It depends on which ghost kitchen made your burgers as to what you get. Quality control is zero, yet they charge top dollar for the MrBeast name. And finally, he links a video titled Bo Burnham's Opinion of Social Media compilation Based Bo.
We need less commentary. We need less takes, less people talking about fucking everything all of the time.
And that's going to be it for this document. A lot of the information was obviously repeated from his video, but it was interesting to see more clarification in regards to like sources and, you know, people that inspired him, and like research studies like he linked at the beginning about like the effects of social media on children and their brains and how they perceive themselves, how they interact with the world. And ultimately it was, you know, also cool to see him kind of decide to not include the MrBeast is the Antichrist allegation. But I do find it really funny that people who apparently work for MrBeast believe that he is the Antichrist. I think if you're working there, you probably wouldn't want to work there anymore. Anyway, that's about it. Bye.